with everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And to be perfectly honest, it's been really difficult for many of us and a lot of folks on the team who've poured their heart and soul into it.
In chat, they're all going to say the same thing, but things that this is always interesting because like the big YouTubers walk in and now they're paying attention to things I know 10 times more than them about in terms of like my own. It's like, yeah, this is my fucking, like, I've spent 7 years in this game. Like I know everything. And then I get to see like Charlie actually knows everything he's talking about. I have no idea if he's going to know anything he's talking about because Charlie actually played the game. I could tell. I don't know if Ludwig has ever played Overwatch.
I feel like I need to preface this video by letting you all know I've never played a game of Overwatch in my life.
Let's go, Seagull.
God
This
damn
is
it!
just sad. The only thing we can do is just not spend a single.
No coping for the next minute and a half. Customize your... oh.
Hey, chill out.
Hammer strike! Do not worry, I will push it. Okay, other direction. I am good at pushing things.
It kind of got old, right? But now that PvE's here, it's like, so what's my future in Overwatch supposed to be as a player? I'm like, well, I'll occasionally get addicted and go on binges, as I always do for years. But then in between, I was hoping that I would just, you know, enjoy the PvE a little bit. But now I guess it'll be log on in a new season, play PvE for like a few, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, maybe only an hour or two. Maybe they'll have the score system from Halloween, right? So you get some high scores and then you come back when the character whenever the new character for that season, or I guess it's every other season, goes to ranked. And I guess that's just, yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess I'll just play with my friends more, but I think for me personally, I'll definitely be taking it a little more casually going forward. Because I was really looking forward to this, so.
I low-key liked the news today, because I got to see the world kind of burn a little bit. I'm so out of the scene to care, so I don't really care. I just thought it was funny.
On the bright side, this will make a great game development documentary on Netflix. Maybe we can call it Overpromised.
Oh my god! Oh.
A new single-player version of a PvE experience where players are going to be challenged as individual heroes to run through courses and get the highest score possible. So it's going to challenge aim skill and the way people use abilities in order to be able to get to the top of the leaderboard and compete with friends. And
these devs, by the way, they sit there and they're sitting there being like, so what do you guys feel about Star Watch? That was a dev time developing this game, blah, blah, blah. And then 30 minutes of this, just pure padding, just completely, and everyone's sitting there just like, why does it say PvE news in the title? Like, I think it says PvE news up there. What does that mean? And then you go and then immediately Aaron Keller, Jared Neuss walk on like, PvE's fucking dead. And then, and they were like, what the fuck? Like, well, what about those people? They were just about Star Watch. Like, it's fucking dead. Like, oh my God. Like, there's such whiplash. I played their...
And then Overwatch
That's
Legend
me!
and Fantasy Football God Super.
Wait, what are you
It's just a plan for the year. And then Overwatch Legend and Fantasy Football God Super quote retweets and says, okay, this is what I'm getting. PvE scrapped, talent trees, and long-term progression.
We're finally finding our footing and like really bringing distinctive themes and feels to each one of our seasons. And then in season 6, we're actually going to change the way that we present seasons to players. We're going to give these seasons names and their own identities, and we're going to theme everything around them really tightly.
So yeah, they removed the only interesting feature that Overwatch was working on that gave me a lot of hopium copium for this game was the fact that they were doing the hero talents. So that PvE would have like, oh, like Mei can like turn into a snowball and roll. Like clearly they've worked on some things and done some shit. But they're throwing all that in the trash. Didn't say what they're doing with it. Cause like they still made a lot of stuff, presume. They, you know, so like.
Oh god. How about you play Overwatch? How do you play with my fucking nuts? What?
What did I just read? At supertf, if you play Overwatch, you're no better than the Nazis that said they were only following orders. What in the hell did I just read? What the hell?
Blizzard produces. It will never top this Overwatch content.
Nerf this.
Wait, what the hell? There ain't no way you did this. Immortalized Super Yearbook quote? I swear my biggest motivator was spite. Matthew Super Delisi. There's no way you did this. There ain't no way.
Smart.
Ah, não achei o cara a tempo, mano. Irmão, tu não viu o que eu vi agora, cara? Puta que pariu, velho, cara.
That's it. Blizzard, relinquish the Overwatch IP. Give it to someone else. I've had enough. I've seen enough. Relinquish it. I'm not asking. Have you seen this clip from Seagull?
Play a game? Play with my nuts. Fuck you. Not in the mood. Tricky things to the 3. Appreciate it.
I mean, I think the only non-disappointing thing that has come out of Overwatch for the last 2 years was the porn. That's it.
With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019. What that means is that we won't be delivering that dedicated hero mode with talent trees, that long-term power progression. Those things just aren't in our plans anymore. And we know that this is going to be disappointing to many of you, which is why we wanted to bring it up before we talked about the roadmap. And
oh well.
I guess this gives them more time to produce more quality characters, like Lifeweaver.
Oh my god, that's the worst part!
Every
I
time
didn't even talk about that!
It reminds me of
They
Super.
scrapped all this PvE to put focus into the PvP, and they come out with Lifeweaver, the worst new character since Moira. Are you kidding?
He flew fucking 50 miles away.
Arriving at Watchpoint. Like, what is the appeal? Because the whole appeal of Overwatch 2 was, hey, this is like a great PvP game, but it also has this whole PvE section. And that question is really pertinent in my mind. I don't really feel they answered it well. They were just like, oh, well, Overwatch is a really optimistic world that people love. And I'm like, yeah, but who gives a shit? Like, at the end of the day, you play in. It can be as optimistic a world as you want when you're getting, destroyed by the Widowmaker. You're not going to be too optimistic about the rest of this game. So I don't really, that part is not really relevant.